Roman Reigns to be written off WWE TV days after his return. Kevin Sullivan passes away at age 74. Seth Rollins' injury update. Rey Mysterio is facing big issues before he can return to the ring. CM Punk is injured again. Brock Lesnar's WWE return date confirmed. Triple H just created a beast. A major star is returning on SmackDown. Roman Reigns' first ally upon his return. Let's dive right in. Kevin Sullivan passes away at age 74. It was recently revealed that multi-time NWA champion Kevin Sullivan has passed away at 74. Kevin the Taskmaster. Sullivan was a notable name in the 80s after he spent over a decade honing his craft inside the square circle. The veteran dominated NWA across the United States and worked in territories where he captured gold on different occasions. The late star has also spent time in ECW and WCW, where he captured championship gold with Taz and Mick Foley, respectively. After working with Dungeon of Doom to take on Hulk Hogan, the veteran transitioned into different roles before he was fired from WCW in the coming years. Earlier this year, Sullivan was in a devastating car accident in Florida. The severity of his injuries impacted the WCW veteran's health in the following weeks. WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair had tweeted in support of the veteran when he was hospitalized. Today, Barry Rose, Sullivan's longtime friend, announced the passing away of the WCW veteran at 74. Rose provided an official statement on the passing away of the Taskmaster. With the heaviest of hearts, we are devastated to have to report the passing of the legendary Kevin Sullivan. May he R.I.P. and his family, friends, and fans find comfort in how much he was loved, Rose wrote. Seth Rollins' injury update. Seth Rollins has been back in the fold for the past couple of months after missing out on months' worth of action due to a knee injury. He was then written off television on Raw this week, and now the nature of his injury has been revealed. During the August 5th episode of WWE Raw, Bronson Reed launched vicious attack on former World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins. Reed delivered multiple tsunami splashes, resulting in Rollins being rushed to the hospital as Rollins was coughing blood. It was then reported that he was written off WWE television due to Bronson Reed's vicious attack. According to Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Seth Rollins is cleared to compete but remains physically banged up. He is working to get into the best possible shape, addressing chronic issues, though they aren't severe enough to be flagged as major concerns. Rollins is taking some time off to manage these issues. Rollins is cleared but is still banged up and is trying to get in the best physical condition. His issues are chronic but not at the point to getting flagged. He's trying to stay ahead of the things, so will be taking a little time off. Seth Rollins returned to WWE in late June after being sidelined since WrestleMania 40 with a torn meniscus. He had been a key part of the storyline involving CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. However, it's uncertain whether he will be fit to compete at Bash in Berlin on August 31st, as his availability remains up in the air. Do you believe Seth Rollins will be able to make his return this month for Bash in Berlin? Rey Mysterio is facing big issues before he can return to the ring. Rey Mysterio is now 49 years old and is not as young as he once was. The star has posted about the process he needs to go through before he can return to the WWE ring. The WWE Hall of Famer has achieved everything under the sun in WWE. He's one of the most decorated and well-loved legends in the company at this time. His son, Dominic Mysterio, is making his own mark in WWE as well, although unlike his father, who has consistently been one of the top underdog faces in the company throughout his career, he's doing it as a top heel. Now, Rey Mysterio has been on the road for the WWE tour, and as a result has been through a grueling schedule. The star has to go through a big process before he can get back in a WWE ring, he revealed. He said that he was now in recovery mode, and that he would need the help of clear light infrared saunas to sweat out the stress and get ready for competition again. Back after a grueling couple of weeks on the road, it's time to decompress and recharge. Clear light infrared saunas help me sweat out the stress and get ready to step in the ring once again. Recovery mode activated. Clear light saunas. Travel recovery, Mysterio said. While Mysterio is not in a direct feud with Dominic Mysterio at this time, their differences are far from dealt with. The two are expected to wrestle again, with rumors that they will be in a feud heading into WrestleMania, but that remains to be seen at this time. Fans will have to wait to see whether Rey Mysterio decides to teach his son a lesson after he betrayed Rhea Ripley and took up with Liv Morgan, although there's no love lost there either. CM Punk is injured again? CM Punk posted a picture with a female star. The post appears to have confirmed a rumored injury. Neither Bayley nor CM Punk had the easiest time at WWE SummerSlam. While Punk lost his match against Drew McIntyre thanks to getting distracted by Seth Rollins, Bayley had her own troubles as well. Nia Jax was able to dominate the match, and eventually got the win thanks to Tiffany Stratton, providing a distraction at a crucial time for her. During the match, Bayley's shoulder appeared to be hurting. Both stars lost their matches and were left worse for the wear after their respective bouts were done. Bayley's shoulder suffered quite a bit during her match against Jax. CM Punk shared pictures with Bayley from SummerSlam, with a before picture showing them how they had looked before their matches, and then another after picture, which showed them after the match. While Punk was just looking very tired, Bayley had an ice pack on her shoulder. It appears the suspicions may prove to be true, with Bayley having suffered some sort of injury to her shoulder. This potentially confirms that Bayley may be hurt. While details should be known on SmackDown this week, it remains to be seen if Bayley immediately goes after the title she just lost. While Punk appears to be injury-free now, he's only recently returned from an injury himself that put him on the shelf for most of the year. Since appearing at the Royal Rumble, he was left injured and could not compete at WrestleMania, putting WWE's original plans for the show in disarray. Changes had to be made, but even with Punk injured, he managed to build a huge feud against Drew McIntyre that led to their match at SummerSlam. It appears that they still have unfinished business with one another. Brock Lesnar's WWE return date confirmed? Brock Lesnar was originally rumored to face Gunter at WrestleMania 40, but plans changed significantly. Although Lesnar wasn't named, he was implicated in Janelle Grant's high-profile lawsuit, leading to his removal from WWE's plans. However, he is expected to return as soon as possible. Janelle Grant's lawsuit alleges that in July 2021, Vince McMahon directed her to create personalized sexual content for a WWE superstar he wanted to re-sign. The lawsuit did not name the wrestler, but described them as both a UFC fighter and WWE talent. Although Brock Lesnar was not mentioned, the timeline suggests a limited number of possible wrestlers. The lawsuit claims McMahon shared explicit photos with the WWE superstar, who responded positively. In December, McMahon allegedly gave Grant's personal cell phone number to the wrestler. The wrestler then requested a video of her urinating and used derogatory language toward her. A meetup was planned but did not happen due to travel issues. The Wrestling Observer newsletter reported that Lesnar is still not able to be used. When the higher-ups and legal change their minds, the expectation is that he will be back shortly after that point. As of this writing, Lesnar has not started that process. There was also a conversation related to the Royal Rumble about a surprise that, as of now, wouldn't be able to happen. However, depending on how the cases go, that could change by February 1st, 2025, at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana. We will have to see what happens in this situation. Brock Lesnar is not finished with WWE, but he was pulled from the company's creative storylines in WWE 2K24 while they wait for Janelle Grant's lawsuit to play out. Only time will tell how things unfold. What's your take on Brock Lesnar's time off from WWE? Do you expect to see him back by the end of the year? Triple H just created a beast. Triple H put on quite a spectacular show at SummerSlam last Saturday, with one wrestling veteran claiming that a goddamn beast had arrived in WWE. Jim Cornette also compared the superstar to Roman Reigns, who also returned that night. On a recent episode of the Jim Cornette Experience, the longtime wrestling personality discussed Braun Breaker's match against Sami Zayn. Breaker captured the Intercontinental Championship with ease, dominating Zayn in Cleveland. Cornette thought that the match wasn't great, but did the job of putting over Breaker and not burying Zayn. He also called the second-generation star a goddamn beast, who was booked to dominate, mentioning that Zayn had a 25-minute battle with Roman Reigns last year. They made the step to get Braun Breaker over by beating Sami Zayn, who went 25 minutes with Roman Reigns in about 7 minutes. That's smart, and it doesn't hurt Sami Zayn. He's already over. It was done well. There was a reason for it, and both guys did it perfectly. Braun Breaker gets over as a goddamn beast. It was back and forth, Sami using the speed and agility, and Braun Breaker being physical and maul him, Cornette said. Braun Breaker bragged about his win last Monday on WWE Raw, while Sami Zayn will seemingly team up with Jey Uso this coming Friday on WWE SmackDown. While Jim Cornette praised Triple H's booking of Braun Breaker and Sami Zayn at WWE SummerSlam, he made a little snide comment about the Intercontinental Championship's current design. Cornette is not a fan and even compared it to a wheels hubcap, the ugliest championship belt ever, that Intercontinental belt they're using right now. It's one color. It kind of looks like it doesn't stand out. It doesn't have prominent features. It's like a hubcap. A fancy hubcap, Cornette said. The new design of the Intercontinental Champion was introduced in late 2019 when Shinsuke Nakamura held the title. It was Sami Zayn who presented it back then, since he was serving as Nakamura's manager. A major star is returning on SmackDown? Triple H will be busy preparing for tonight's SmackDown, and fans should be prepared. The blue brand will play host to the original tribal chief Roman Reigns, but that's not all that may be in store for the fans attending in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Why? Well, Knowing the game. He might have a surprise ready in the form of a returning 17-time champion. The 17-time champion in question is none other than Charlotte Flair, a legend in the women's division, and one that Triple H helped turn into a main event caliber star. The Queen hasn't been seen in a WWE ring in nearly 245 days. That could change tonight on SmackDown, as WWE will want to make a big splash. Triple H already gave the fans a few surprises on Monday Night Raw. Randy Orton challenging Gunther was certainly unexpected, as was the debut of Odyssey Jones, who could end up being a new member of the New Day. Considering all this, the Cerebral Assassin should have something lined up for SmackDown, and there is no reason why it can't be the return of Charlotte Flair. It would be great to see Flair make an emphatic return tonight on SmackDown, but at the end of the day, this is nothing more than speculation, and there really is no telling when or where the Queen will make her comeback. SummerSlam may have just gotten over, but Triple H is already back on the drawing board. It looks like the game has no intention of slowing down, as he has already started preparations for Bash in Berlin. While the booking of Randy Orton versus Gunther has already been done, there is still an entire match card to fill out, and some seeds have already been sown. Of course, it wouldn't be all that surprising to see Roman Reigns in Germany, given just how big his return was. Additionally, the WWE Universe can expect the Judgment Day storyline to feature in some way or the other. Apart from that, there are plenty of feuds to explore, including some fresh ones like Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed. It will be interesting to see how things unfold at Bash in Berlin. This will be the third time this year the Stamford-based promotion is holding a PLE in Europe, and if one thing is for sure, members of the WWE Universe who will be in attendance cannot wait. Roman Reigns' first ally upon his return. Roman Reigns shocked the WWE Universe with an earth-shattering return at SummerSlam. The original Tribal Chief left Solo Sikoa in a heap, and the creative team may have just teased the first person who will join his side following his return. The first person who could join Reigns following his return is none other than Jimmy Uso. WWE recently dropped a massive tease on one of its social media handles. Solo Sikoa challenged Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship at SummerSlam. Hours before the event, on SmackDown, Sikoa offered Rhodes to compete in a Bloodline rules match, and the American Nightmare accepted. Things worked out in Cody Rhodes' favor when he was close to losing the match after the Bloodline's interferences. Roman Reigns came out to a raucous ovation from the crowd and took down the phony Tribal Chief to help Cody secure the win. Following his much-anticipated return, the company posted a video on YouTube with Roman Reigns' best returns to date. The company may have dropped a major hint, as the video's thumbnail shows Reigns with Jimmy Uso. Solo Sikoa viciously beat down Jimmy Uso and expelled him from the Bloodline after WrestleMania XL. The multi-time tag team champion may be nearing a return to the ring, and he could join Roman Reigns in his bid to regain control of the Bloodline. While nothing is evident at the moment, it can be said that fans will see some original Bloodline members join the original Tribal Chief in the coming months. Jimmy Uso and Paul Heyman could return soon to join Roman Reigns before Sami Zayn and Jey Uso reunite with him. It would be the perfect way to assemble the original Bloodline to take down Solo Sikoa's faction. The original Bloodline came to be when the Tribal Chief forced Jey Uso to join his side after defeating him in a Universal Championship match. Jimmy Uso was injured at the time, but joined his cousins soon after he recovered. Jimmy was instrumental in the rise of the faction that took over the company. He even betrayed his brother Jey later on to ensure that he would continue with Roman Reigns for longer. It would make perfect sense for him to pick up where he left off and join his leader once again. He'd be a great addition to the original Bloodline squad. WWE has dropped hints on YouTube over the years before massive returns and storylines. Fans have seen videos of The Rock, John Cena, and other top stars pop up just days before they've made surprise returns. The most recent tease includes a thumbnail of Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso together. Instead of having Reigns alone in the thumbnail or adding other original Bloodline members to it, the company went ahead with just the two of them. This could be another major tease, as the Tribal Chief will need some backup soon if he goes to war with Solo Sikoa's faction. Adding a trusted family member to the team would make the most sense. One of the major reasons why Jimmy Uso will return is to get back at the new Tribal Chief. Solo Sikoa attacked Jimmy and laid him out to make a statement while kicking him out of the faction. Jimmy was the last original member of the Bloodline who was kicked out of the faction as Solo took over. It would make complete sense for him to come back to dismantle the bootleg faction. Joining a babyface Roman Reigns will allow Jimmy Uso to also turn face and work with one of the biggest names in sports entertainment again. Therefore, the tease could turn out to be true as both men have a similar aim: Roman Reigns to be written off WWE TV days after his return? Roman Reigns made his highly anticipated return to WWE television at SummerSlam, and now the fans want more. Fortunately for them, the original Tribal Chief is scheduled to make an appearance tonight on SmackDown. If that isn't enough, he will make his presence felt next week as well. But, in a cruel twist, could he be written off WWE TV just days after coming back? The answer to that question could very well be yes. Upon his return, Roman Reigns certainly won the admiration and applause of the WWE Universe, but one person who wasn't happy to see him back was his cousin, Solo Sikoa. Having given himself the title of Tribal Chief, the Street Champion's frustration was understandable. With that in mind, he might just do something about it on SmackDown. While it is true that Roman Reigns will be on SmackDown tonight, it's important to remember that he might be alone. His wiseman, Paul Heyman, hasn't been seen since being ostracized by Sikoa, and neither has Jimmy Uso, who was injured by his younger brother. Taking this into consideration, it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for the Street Champion and his bloodline to attack Reigns and sideline him. This would no doubt anger the WWE Universe, who just got Reigns back. On the other hand, Sikoa would be over the moon, as it would clear the path for him to go after Cody Rhodes once again, perhaps at Bash in Berlin. But this is all just speculation, and there is no telling what will happen on SmackDown.